Hello, I'm Fred McNeil, and thank you for watching QAC TV. We do a program every 2 weeks called Thank You for Serving. We bring local veterans and they talk about where they grew up and what their experiences are, okay? I have a real pleasure. I have Chet Cissel with me today. Chet, thank you for coming. I know I shanghaied you. I owe you a beer at some point, okay? I'm going to call Chet Teeter just because Bill Moore and the old crowd calls him Teeter. So if you get confused, it's Chet Cissel. I call him Teeter. Teeter, let's start in the very beginning. Where'd you grow up? Where?
Well, I lived in Virginia until I was 5.
Oh, so you're like me. You're a chicken egger.
Where my dad managed a dairy farm.
Okay.
And then we moved to up to a farm in Frederick County. It was between Adamstown and Buckystown.
Okay.
Another dairy farm.
Right. And your dad was managing that too?
Yes. His family goes back to Howard County.
Oh, okay.
Back to, we got graves
over
there.
Yeah. How far back?
Back in the 1700s.
Oh, 1700s.
Yeah. The early 1700s. My mother, speaking of Buckystown, my mother grew up there after her family farm was sold when she was like 8 years old in PG County. She rang the church bell in Buckystown when World War I ended.
You kidding me? Oh, that's a great story.
November 11th?
Yeah, 11th day, 11th hour, 11th year.
1918.
Yes. Oh, wow.
She and another little girl.
They were up there ringing the bell.
She was 8 years old.
Well, that was the war to end all wars. That was a big deal, right?
Yeah.
Now, I've got to ask you, so you came here when you were about, what brought you here on the Eastern Shore?
Well, in 1957, Helen Bishop called my dad. They had worked together in the extension service in the late 30s, early 40s.
She was on the board of directors at Chesapeake College when I was here.
They had worked with the county, with the extension service in the late 30s. He was here for a couple years, and she knew he was looking for a job, and the county agent job was open.
Oh, okay.
So we came here in 1957, and he took over the county agricultural, extension agent job.
He was an extension agent.
Yeah.
Now, so you must have started schools here.
Well, I went to elementary school in Adamstown.
Oh, Adamstown.
Yeah, we were there for 5 or 6 years before we came down here.
But when you came here, what school?
I finished school in 6th grade here in what is now the county health department.
Was that called Centerville Elementary, or what was that called?
Yeah, Centerville Elementary.
Okay, and so we're in the health department, right downtown.
It used to have a 3rd floor on it.
Kidding me.
There was a fire. There was a fire that took out the 3rd floor.
I didn't know that. Okay.
And county commissioners were in there. The extension service was there. All different.
It's a well-used building.
They jumped around.
Yeah. I tell you, so you went to the elementary school in the old, what is now the health department, and then right to Centerville. How did it work?
High school. The high school then were the Board of Ed. It became Board of Ed. It was 7 through 12 grades.
Okay.
And
had a good time?
Yeah, I graduated in '63. We had a teacher. I got to tell you this one. A teacher named had him for 4 straight years for civics and history.
To know him. Okay.
His name was George Vickers Hollingsworth.
Hollingsworth.
And
okay.
Every year he would tell us that the population of Queen Anne's County and Centerville hadn't changed since the first census in 1790, which apparently was true. Yeah. And when I was a senior, after hearing this, I finally raised my hand and I told him, I said, Mr. Hollingsworth, I have a theory for why the population stayed the same. And he said, what is it? And I said, every time a baby was born, a man left town.
I've got to ask you, at Centerville High School, they called it Centerville High School. In those days, help me out, there was a Stevensville, Centerville,
there was in '63, there was Sudlersville, Centerville, Kennard, and Stevensville.
Okay, so we had 4 high schools.
Yeah.
Now let's go back to your time. When you were at Centerville, you were an athlete or drama, or what you did?
Cross country.
You were in cross country. Were you and Bill Moore? Ran together.
Yeah,
you can tell me you beat Bill Moore every time now, whether it's true or not.
Right.
Okay.
He was so fast that when we ran through Clayton Carter's property down the Yellow Banks and back, I always tell people that there were times where Billy would stir up the Yellow Jackets. And then a
runners,
slower ones were the ones that got stung by them.
Hey, you had a good experience at the old Centerville High?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Besides Hollingsworth, any teachers you remember? Or?
I think my favorite was probably Bill Patton.
Who became principal of Centerville Middle.
He had...
and is still living on Cat Island.
He is now. He lived in Centerville Heights. That's where we lived for a long time.
What did he teach when you...
English.
Oh, he was an English teacher. Okay. Well, that's a compliment to Mr. Patton. You just made him smile, right?
Yeah.
Anybody else that names you remember? Or?
Well, Jim White was the chemistry teacher, and Alice Shea was the math teacher. You often had these teachers
every single year,
year after year. I think.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Now, how many students did you in Centerville High School when you were there?
Well, our graduating class there was 60.
60.
So, I guess each class under that had a few more. So.
Okay. So you had 7th through 12th, and you went from Centerville High School right to the University of Maryland?
Yes.
Now, what did you do at Maryland?
Well, my major was in agriculture. It was conservation and resource development. I started there in '63.
Okay.
Fall '63. And between starting there and somehow graduating, I went in the Navy for 2 years active duty.
Okay.
I had stopped Maryland and was working for about a year and a half.
Oh, you left the College Park for a while.
I told John Murdoch out here to the Flores. Yeah, he was a captain
in the Navy Reserve.
Right? He was a pilot in the P3 squadron. Right. He flew Orlons. He was CEO of VP 68 out of Pax River.
Nicest guy in the world.
He's one of my favorite people. Yes. John Murdoch was.
Now he talked you to go in the Navy or what?
Well, I told him. I said, John, I think I'm getting ready to get drafted.
Okay.
And John said, Teeter, he said, that when you're mowing a lawn, the tallest weed gets cut down first. Okay. He says, I don't think you're going to last too long in Vietnam. He said, why don't you...
Good advice.
He said, why don't you go over and join the Navy?
Okay.
And that's what I did.
Now, at that point, how much college did you have?
2 years.
Oh, yeah. So you finished
maybe
2 years.
2.5.
Teeter, why'd you take a break? You just tired of it?
I figured I'd never pass chemistry.
I never could.
I said, why go any further if I can't pass chemistry? I actually, when I got out of active duty, I took chemistry, thank goodness, at for Chesapeake College.
Okay, a little bit easier.
And I think they took pity on me there, and they transferred that, and then I finished up at Maryland without a whole lot of trouble.
Let's go back again. So Murdoch talks you into going to the Navy. Where'd they send you for basic training?
Actually, it was a reserve boot camp at Anacostia.
In D.C.?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And this is a whole reserve thing?
It was a Naval Air Reserve unit.
Now, how about jobs? First of all, I got to ask you, how was basic training? How was Navy basic?
It wasn't too bad.
Not bad, okay.
We had Marines.
Drill sergeant, oh, Lord. Yeah.
I could never understand what they were saying.
Nobody to this day.
Instead of 1, 2, 3, 4. I didn't know what they were saying.
So you go through boot camp at Anacostia. Now, where'd they send you next?
Well, I got orders for active duty in a fighter squadron out of Oceana. They were deployed on the USS Forrestal. That was the first of the super carriers.
Okay.
It had come back from Vietnam. It had a terrible flight deck fire, July of 1967.
That's the famous one. Go talk about that for a second.
Well, I'm not going to go too much into that fire, but it was it lost 134 men, and my squadron was VF-74, the Bee Devilers, and that squadron and VF-11, the Red Rippers, they both lost 40-some men. A lot of those were not on the flight deck. They were the O3 level, right below. It was just an inferno.
Was it an accidental? I mean, no, you don't want to spend a lot of time.
It was a Zuni rocket misfired from a Phantom and went over and actually hit future Senator McCain's Skyhawk, A4 Skyhawk.
Hit his plane?
And his 1,000-pound bomb dropped off. And the repair party 8 ran over to it, and they were hoping they might have 10 minutes before those old World War II bombs that they were using cooked off, and it was like a minute and 30 seconds, and repair party 8 was gone. And within 10 minutes, like 10,000-pound bombs went off. It was, and all that fuel, flaming fuel, went down below decks.
Caught fire.
There was one guy and what they call a night check in my squadron that made it out. He told me he ran out in his underwear.
Just to get out of there. Just to get out of there.
The smoke would have got him at the Ellerston. But,
terrible. So you got attached to it when it came back to port?
Yeah, and they, so I stayed at Oceana the whole time it's a master jet base in Virginia Beach until the ship was repaired. Whenever the ship goes to sea, we'd go with it.
Okay.
And all the air wings would go. We did it. They actually had that ship fixed by first part of 68, 1968, because we did a shakedown cruise down in the Caribbean. I stopped at Guantanamo Bay, Gitmo,
Cuba,
for a little liberty. Then we went to Montego Bay, Jamaica.
Oh, that's nice.
That was kind of nice. And,
the repairs, 6 months, how long did, it was major destruction. How long did it take?
well, the fire was July 29th, and it managed to come back on its own, July 29, 67. They worked on that for, I guess, 7 months.
Oh, 7 months.
It was a lot of work, a lot of damage.
And then it could go back to sea, and you were part of that.
I remember when I was on that shakedown cruise, I got a letter from my mother saying one of our neighbors had been killed in Vietnam. He was Brownie Brown, Robert Brown. He was a captain in the Marines. He was killed in the Central Highlands of Vietnam.
Where I was in Pleiku, yeah.
He was one of the most popular guys in high school. He graduated with one of my sisters in 1959. Yeah, I got 2 older sisters and 1 older brother.
And they knew him, and he was a good guy.
Brownie used to come over to the house, and
yeah.
My sister would tutor him some in geometry or some type of math.
Oh, well, good for her.
So
you're on the aircraft carrier. Now, what was that? But first of all, how many years were you totally in the Navy?
Well, I was 2 years active, and then 20 years in the reserves.
Okay, so you had a coca.
So I got out of the reserves in 1989.
Okay.
But they assigned me to the line division to learn to be a plane captain.
Okay.
And we.
Now, what's a plane captain?
Each plane captain's assigned a plane, and you have to learn to pre-flight the plane, and you help the pilot, the RIO, the radar intercept officer, strap in. They have trouble getting strapped in their ejection seat, and you got to turn them up. Those planes don't start themselves. You got to get electric to them, and a huffer. This tractor is called a huffer. It blows air through their turbines to get their turbines going. So the pilot would go like that. I'd tell that to the huffer driver, and he'd blow we get those planes started.
That was the position
they do that to save weight.
Okay.
Like a Harrier, Marine Harrier, can do it
Goes
themselves.
up. Yeah, okay.
But it's a lot of extra weight to do that. Okay.
So how long were you a plane captain?
The whole time I was on active duty.
Oh, the whole
really,
time.
We did a 9-month Mediterranean cruise. We left in July of 68 and came back, I think, April 30th, 69.
That's quite a tour.
Saw a lot of places in the Mediterranean. Did some nice leave.
And you were plane captain that whole time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what decided? Did you just want to get out of 2 years? You just had enough, or you wanted to go back to college, or what?
Yeah, I decided it was time to go back.
Okay, finish up. Do chemistry.
$100 a month, and then we got maybe $50 a month hazardous duty pay for working on the flight deck.
You weren't married then, were you?
No.
Okay, so you're.
I got married a year after I got off active duty to Darby, and we got 3 children.
Yeah. So you do your 2 years active, get out, go back to college, get to Chesapeake College for chemistry.
Yeah, and got married, and we lived in Annapolis while I was finishing up my senior year at Maryland.
Okay.
And Shannon was born over in Annapolis, and then Gregory and Julie were next.
Okay.
So.
Now, let's go back to your reserve years. Now, what was that like when you were in the Navy Reserves?
Well, I was a yellow shirt in the reserves.
Now, tell us what
aviation bosun's mate.
Okay.
That no more plane captain.
So bosun's mate is what rank?
Well, you start off as E4.
Oh, okay, E4.
And you can go all the way up to E9.
Oh, okay.
But,
so you're making some important rank at that point.
I went to E6 first class.
What type of assignments in the reserves?
On the carriers, I went out on the Independence and the Nimitz. The yellow shirts are always direct into planes.
Yeah, you've seen, yeah.
The
yellow shirts are these guys? Is that what I see?
Well, they got at
paddles
nighttime they have wands.
Yeah,
they
okay.
have wands,
Yes,
and
yes.
daytime you're,
All right.
doing that. You got to be careful working on the flight deck.
Oh, well, those cable. Tell me about. I mean, I hear these horror stories about the
Well,
cables.
we never had a cable break, and we never had a cold catapult. I did get a catapult in a plane once, which was kind of neat.
No,
But
talk
was
about that.
zero to 120 in 3 seconds or something like that. 2.5 seconds. It'll pin you back in your seat.
Oh, I bet it does. I mean, now, the guys get when you were in it was guys. Now it's guys and gals.
Yeah.
I mean, do you just get? Are you always conscious of the cables and the?
Well, when the planes are landing, you stay away from them.
Okay.
You have to be careful around the exhaust because you might get blown overboard.
Oh, actually blow you off.
In case you got to be very careful what plane's turning on you.
Really?
And it's like a buddy system. There's always two of us to a plane. If you see a plane turning, you point it out to somebody.
Real quick.
And the intakes, you got to very
Can you get sucked in literally, or
you
can
definitely. If you get too close to an intake,
you can.
That could be a serious problem.
Experienced guys and a buddy system, not to get near, right?
Yeah, I don't remember anybody getting.
Okay.
It's happened many times, but not when I was on there.
Right. And so you're in the reserves where the kids are growing up, and let's go back to Maryland now. What was you were studying in ag? Stayed with the ag program.
Yes, and in '71 I got hired with the county environmental
here in Queen
health
Anne's
department.
County. Okay.
And I stayed there for 45 and a half years. So that was
a lifetime.
Yeah.
Now, what did you do what type of jobs did you have with environmental services?
We wore a lot of hats there. I mean, we did a lot of soil and site evaluations for new subdivisions.
Okay.
On private well and septic.
So you'd be the ones that go in and say, look, you can get a well here or septic.
Well,
yes?
they do the perk test.
Okay, do the perk test.
And we issued the well permits, septic permits. I was a rabies coordinator for 45 years.
Now, what did that entail? Oh, Lord.
Well, involved in quarantining animals that had bitten people.
Yeah.
Plus, we sent hundreds of animals to Baltimore to have them tested for
See if
rabies.
they had rabies.
Yeah. Raccoons were the biggest culprit.
Really? Now, would people go up to them, or they just go up?
Their raccoons will come at you.
Oh, they'll come at you. Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're near death when they get into
that. So they're out of control.
They'll go from a vicious stage to a lethargic stage, and
with the rabies.
That vicious stage you got to watch out.
I know I was running one years ago, and they actually almost grunted. You hear them coming after you.
Only a few daytime sightings of raccoons that we tested were negative for rabies.
Negative?
Most all of them were positive. Those raccoons are very nocturnal.
So now let's go back to your.
And that's the way it is today.
Oh,
also.
Really? Yeah. Let's go back to your military years again. Peter, of all the places you've been, the Mediterranean, wherever, what was your favorite port of call?
There's no question about that.
Go ahead. Tell me.
Palma Majorca.
No, I don't even know where Palma Majorca is.
It's in the Balearic Island chain off of Spain.
It's
in the Mediterranean.
Okay, and tell me why was that so nice?
It's just beautiful. And
now,
I took a week's leave there and rented out a sea yacht and stayed in a hotel.
Okay, you live like a king for a while.
Saved up my money.
Now, what, food good, beach good, everything good?
Yeah, it was nice.
How about, what's number 2? Do you have a number 2?
Well, I took a week's leave in Barcelona, Spain.
Oh, you obviously like Spain.
Yeah. Our first port was Marseille, France. I took a side trip to Paris on a train there.
How'd you find Paris?
It was kind of neat. Went up the top of the Eiffel Tower.
Oh, you actually went to good for you.
We went to Athens, Greece a few times, Naples. I took a side trip to Rome, spent a couple nights in Rome.
You're a good recruiter's advertisement. Join the Navy, see the world, right? Yeah. You saw the world.
Yeah. Went to Malta a few times.
Okay. What was, Tina, I got to ask you, what was the worst place? It was like Guantanamo, or what was the worst place you ever ported?
It was probably Istanbul, Turkey.
Oh, why was that so bad?
Well, I didn't go ashore there, but I'm just getting, they didn't, so they were mad at us for siding with the Greeks over the dispute.
Oh, so it wasn't a good time to be an American.
But because they're in NATO, we had to stop there.
Okay.
And I didn't even go ashore.
Just stayed on the ship?
I just stayed on the ship, and you couldn't go anywhere.
Now,
just to the...
Let's keep jumping. Any officers or E9s, EA9s that you have in your memory that were particularly good to you or mentored you or made it a little bit? I mean, Murdoch obviously got you in the Navy.
I could tell you about a Navy chief that didn't have much use for reserves.
Okay, go ahead. Tell me.
Was that we became a Key West unit for
Key West,
3
Florida.
years. Yeah.
Oh, that's tough.
75, 6, and 7.
And you actually go to Key West for training.
To the Naval Air Station in Key West on Boca Chica Island, and it was about 5 miles from Boca Chica to downtown Key West. Of course, everybody wants to go into Key West and go to Sloppy Joe's and all the places.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, see all that. But they asked us, and we were hitchhiking and walking, and one of the officers said, "Why don't you bosun's mates, the aviation bosun's mates, go down and get license to drive a bus? And you could go in like at 7 and clock and drop it anybody off that wants to ride in and pick them up at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock.
Well, you got to get it back on base.
So, but we had to take a course and fill out an application. And this old crusty chief gave us our applications and all in there. It said, "Why do you want this license?" And I wrote down, "To make the world safe for democracy."
Oh, Lord, you got a lifer upset.
That didn't go well.
No.
And he called me in and used a couple.
I bet he did.
Nice words, and he said, "Fill this out again." And he took a rubber stamp he actually had made up and stamped my previous application. And it said, "The reserves are the reason we won World War II." Said the enemy had more of them than we did.
That's funny.
That was.
Well, the career guys gave the reserve. Now you tell me, from the Army, I was not in the reserves, but a lot of the Army guys tell me the career soldiers, they hated the reserves. They're weekend warriors, right?
Well, I didn't notice that too much when we went out on the ships. Okay. The Forrestal had atomic bombs on it.
Yes, it did. Yes, they did.
And they had a Marine detachment on there. The 3 things I know the Marines did was, one was they guarded the captain.
Right.
The captain always had a Marine with him.
Yeah,
I mean, you got 5,000 guys on that ship.
You never know.
You never know. Somebody might be mad. And
didn't get leave.
They guarded the nuclear arsenal, and they ran the brig.
Okay. Oh.
And I remember one time, I think we were in the middle of the Atlantic. A Marine was taking one prisoner back to the brig, and he jumped overboard.
The prisoner?
The prisoner jumped right into the water, and the Marine, said he was supposed to stay with his man. He jumped overboard after him.
Did they recover?
They recovered both of those men.
Well, Peter, what was a brig like on? I mean, we're talking about jail. What was a brig like on a ship?
I never saw it.
Oh, you never saw it? That's a good thing. Darby's happier than that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, all the awful things you've ever heard about me are all true, but I never had to go to the brig, right?
So you spent 40-some years with environmental health.
Yeah.
And the whole time, but the Key West thing fascinates me. How did you get that gig? That's great.
Well, the only reason I stayed in reserves, is they came up to me and they said, "You want to go to Bermuda?"
Oh, wow.
And I said, they've taken over, I think, Kenley Field Air Force Base and made it a Naval Air Station. And I said, "Sure, I'll do 2 weeks in Bermuda."
Oh, of course.
That was nice.
Yes. Now, was it wintertime or summer? I mean, I'm just trying to make
it was their winter.
Oh.
But it was still 70
Beautiful.
degrees.
Oh,
I can
beautiful.
remember taking the bus, you paid by time zones or zones. And I remember lowering the window on the bus. Well, all these kids were screaming at me. They had sweaters on. This was their winter.
They thought it was their winter. It's like
nice.
California people
Yeah,
the
it
same
was nice.
way.
But all the naval air stations that we went to for our 2 weeks, we worked on what they call a transient line. The transient aircraft needed a place to park and get refueled.
And that was your job.
That's what we did.
I got to ask this just because as an Army guy, you Navy guys always, and Air Force guys break my heart. How were the barracks and how were the facilities in Key West, Florida?
Well, the first barracks we stayed in had cockroaches probably about the size of a toad. But there was a real old, nasty barracks.
Oh, okay.
The next barracks was a more modern one we stayed in.
So it wasn't
too bad.
Now, were you, when you were going to Key West, could Darby go and the kids go with you or no?
No.
No, okay.
No, that wouldn't worked out.
Now, how, it just interests me how different the services are different. From Maryland to Key West, would they fly you there, train you there? Oh, they flew you
I
down.
can remember sitting in I can't remember what it was, a C-130 or what, but it had jump seats.
Okay.
These straps.
Okay.
And it got uncomfortable. I just went, I know the back end of the plane lowered. And
that's how you got
they
out.
had all their sea bags stacked up there. I just went back and laid on the sea bags.
It was more comfortable than the seats.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you, as you look back upon it, would you do it again?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, was that good?
I actually enjoyed working around the planes. And
did you ever consider being an officer when you had your college degree, or just not
No,
interested?
no. I just,
Now, Navy Reserves, that was 2 weeks in the summer? That
2
type of
weeks
thing?
a year, active duty. Key West was actually in February.
Perfect.
The rest of I don't know how they figured worked
That was
that
nice.
out.
That was nice.
And they split a bunch of us up. Half of us went to Key West, the other half went to Keflavik, Iceland.
Oh no.
So
No. That'd be my luck.
So I was glad we got Key
You drew the
West.
right straw on that deal, right?
Yeah,
That's
I'd
a
say
good
so.
deal. And so now help me out. After 20 years of reserve and active like you did, do you have PX privileges? And
Oh yes.
so you get to do all that good stuff.
It's just like my ID gets you anywhere that if I'd spent 20 years active straight.
Now, is there retirement?
I could go standby flights and
Really?
go over to any base, and
Oh,
if they had I've never done it, but you could.
Now, do you get a retirement? Do you get a monthly
Yeah,
check?
I get a
you
check
do?
every month.
Oh, do you really? That's a good deal.
And plus, my secondary insurance is TRICARE for life.
Okay.
Doesn't cost anything.
You got it made. It's perfect.
See, I got Medicare because of my age.
Right.
I turned 80 this year.
Congratulations, you and Bill Moore. Bill Moore's in the fall, I think.
All my siblings we're on our 80s.
Good for you.
Still.
You have good DNA. That's that bike riding if your knees hold up.
There you go.
Are you back to bike riding, or
Yeah,
you can now?
son.
Oh,
I've been looking over at your porch. I don't see you on your porch.
I'm
lately.
there. Well, me and the dog. My wife puts us out in the morning, and we get to go in at night. Tita, you're gonna be shocked. Our 30 minutes is up.
No.
Did I tell you to be the
No.
quickest 30 minutes? Look, we got about a minute left. Is there anything you wanted to tell that I didn't?
A minute left?
Yeah. We can cheat if you want more. If you got a good story, we got more.
No, I can. No.
Well, look at. Thank you.
I could tell you some stories about some plane incidents. You know.
Yeah, give me
But,
one.
no, that's
you don't want.
okay.
Okay, all right. Well, first of all,
Well, I'll tell you one real
yeah,
quick.
Sure.
It was so rough one day over in the Med. These huge planes, the A3 Warrior and the A5 Vigilante, the Warrior they called the Whale, biggest plane ever deployed on carriers.
Okay.
They both lost their right main mounts when they landed. They caught the.
Now, remind me, Army. What does that mean?
That's the tire, the thing that's
they didn't
connected
have
to the tire. They're on their side.
Hmm.
And the officer ran up to the there's one officer that kind of hits it. He wants to know whether you're up or down, so where they can park you.
Sure.
Well, it's obviously they're down. So he asked the vigilante, beautiful plane. He asked the vigilante pilot. He's laying on its side. Are you up or down? Well, the thumb wasn't the finger that he showed him. Okay. Another thing was one time I don't remember too much the sea. It was 50 feet from the flight deck to the sea. I don't remember too much of that mist coming up and getting on the canopies. But one day it was really bad. I guess it was where we were parked. I kept on putting canopy polish on the canopy and getting it off, but then the mist would cover it again, and when it dried, you can't hardly see through it. It's real film. Okay. And I told the pilot, I said I did the best I could. Well, he missed the arresting gear twice coming in. He bouldered, and the third time he caught the wire. And he was visibly shaken when he came down. He said, Cissel, go up there and see what I had to land this in.
He couldn't see it all.
I went up there and looked. I gave him a thumbs up. I said, good job landing the plane.
I was going to say, that man was good. Yeah. Well, Teeter, I hate to do this, but our time is up. Okay. First of all, thank you for your service. Okay. Thank you for coming to the Monday meetings. Okay. And the group doesn't know, you drive me and Jay Kente up to D.C. once a month with gifts that we give at the VA hospital. We really appreciate that. Yeah. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, we'll go over Wednesday.
Yes, we'll be back again. Well, look, I'd like to thank everybody for watching QAC TV 7. My name's Fred McNeil. My time's up. Thank you for your time. We'll see you next time.